What's going on Instagram? It's your man Hanley from On the Line With. You already know. Episode sponsored by Diamonds Rising as always. Hope everyone's having a good night. This episode is going to be a bit different. I have our new co-host who we just had on for the first episode just not too long ago with Lorraine. Her name is Jenna Omer. She's very solid. She's very knowledgeable in what she does. I'm just sending her this right now so that way she can come on in. And the difference about this episode is she's going to interview me. Yeah. I've never been interviewed on my own show, but I'm interested to see how this goes, to be honest. I told her I'd be on like 15 minutes ago, and then my phone froze and everything. What's going on, Bully Zone? What's up, brother? Flex Fur, what's going on, my dude? Flesh, don't think I forgot. I know I gotta hit people up for your page on Facebook. I got you. Who's this? Jenna told me to show up. I appreciate you showing up, bro. It means a lot. Hey, Bully Zone, you already know what it is, man. We gotta get one of you on here. But you know I got you on my fucking season 1 season finale, so you already know what it is. I'm just chilling Flesh and Fur, man. Everybody, if you haven't checked out Flesh and Fur, go check them out. He's out west, Bully Zones in my city. Who else is in here? Just really quickly want to shout everyone out. I feel like I'm very, very interactive with the people on my show. Like when people follow me, I'm like, thank you for following. People are like, how the fuck do you keep up with that? And I'm like, I don't even know. Because like I said, I smoke a lot of weed, so my reaction time should be very slow. Yeah, like I was just telling everybody, the show's going to be a little different for this episode 148, which means we're only 2 away from milestone 150, which is just crazy to me because we only hit 100 in August, like mid-August. So like September, October, November, just like 3 months. I mean, that's a lot of episodes. I don't know.
Yeah, you've been putting in the work.
I've been trying. You know what I mean? Some people like real understand that like the way I go about it is like it's off the cusp. It's not scripted. It's not like some people are like, hey, send me a like list of questions you're gonna ask, and I'm like, I don't have one. I'm like, sorry. It's really like if the energy's not there, like I will cut the episode short. I'll be like, look, thanks for coming on. Hope you do well. You know, it's just, and then after if they message me like, why such a short interview? I'll be like, bro, it just wasn't, the energy wasn't there. I need the energy to be there, or it's not gonna work for me. Like I feel like life is really based off like energy and like not like crystals and shit like that, but like I mean like no offense to anybody who believes in the crystal shit. I just won't pick up like an emerald and be like, I think this means consistency. Like I like I can't do it. Like
It's because we grew up on like the troll bellies, like the little
yeah,
gemstones and the trolls.
I think me and you are from the same era.
Right.
I'm rude and asking your age, but like I'm 30, I'm 34. So
Yeah, you got me beat. Definitely older than that.
oh,
Creeping to 40.
wait, you mean I'm older than
You're a
you are?
youngin. You're a
Oh,
youngin.
okay. That's
Yeah.
cool with me. I don't mind. Thank you for finally calling me a young. And most people come on here be calling me OG and Big Brother. It's all right with me though. If I have that type of like, when someone calls you that, it's kind of like a compliment because it means that like you show them things that like a Big Brother or an OG would do. You know what I mean? And I like that. I like being that guy. I don't mind embracing the new white beard coming in and stuff. Getting there, starting to look like everlasting shit. Like,
Oh boy. See, now you're aging yourself. Now you're aging yourself
I
for sure.
now just cut myself down and shit. So let's start. We have Jenna Omer, like I told everybody, new on the line with co-host. have your first flyer up for the episodes that we just posted. I am gonna make an actual information like like welcome to the team soon. I'll get to that soon. I'm just gonna let you get your photo that you want used and everything. But yeah, definitely. I mean, as long I mean, if you're completely down to do the interviews and help me out with stuff, man, I'd love to have you on. Like for sure, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad
I
to be
wish
here. So thanks
I
for
wish it
bringing
was
me
a
on.
paid gig. I wish I could be like able to be like, look, here's some money, do what you need to do with it. But I'm telling you, in time with the website idea, when I tell you the website idea in full, you're gonna understand why. Like we won't even need the artist money. We'll be getting paid, funded because it'll end up becoming like you're in New Hampshire and I'm here in Ottawa. So if we split it, and whoever else is involved at the time, if we split it into a company, it doesn't necessarily have to be in one place. There could be one entity here, one entity in New Hampshire, and then when the city funds things like the arts, then we'll just be getting the funding from the city and being able to help artists just directly get paid. And then when it comes to promo and stuff, that's where the packages can come in. But for like the first little thing we start on, everything's just going to be a one-stop shop for artists, and it's gonna blow these little fucking promo fucking buy ads and shit out of the water. They're gonna be like, fuck, now we have to do this for this platform. Fucking no thanks, we don't need it. We'll do it. It's simple to do it ourselves if you have it set up the right way.
Right. It's all about just keeping the arts in the community and keeping everybody going.
We got to put the unity back in the community.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I heard that somewhere, and it's been stuck in the back of my head rent free for like the last like year and a half. I'm like, I say it all the time. People are like, "You stole that meme." I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, it's true. Like, but
Right.
let's start. Let's explain what the episode's about. Let you explain what the episode's about.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just all about getting to know you now. Now it's your turn to be
This is
the stage
different.
is yours. Yeah. So tell everybody, like, how did you even get into this? Like, and now you're already almost 150 episodes in. Like, where did like day one start for you?
So okay, so I'll tell you. Okay, so first of all, as a transparent person as I am, I'm always like open, and I don't really care like how people perceive me and what it is. It's not my problem that I have these problems. So, first of all, I was diagnosed with some pretty severe mental illnesses a few years back. Uh, 2017, I got really sick, and I got fired from my job discriminatorily by firing me because I was sick. So with that, and already not knowing what the mental health shit I was dealing with was exactly, because I was, men hate going to the hospitals. So I was like, I'm not going to
Hmm.
the fucking hospital just because I feel fucking sad, and then sometimes I'm mad, and then other times I'm just like a little bit more crazier than other times, and which if people understand those symptoms, it sounds like someone's bipolar or like or at least manic depressive, And I'm bipolar with some manic depression, but I'm also have ADHD. So like that combo is just fucked up. Like it's just hard to like maintain and I post like a lot of jokes and I'm like I act like a social butterfly and shit, but I, I hate being outside. I hate being in public. I don't want to be doing this shit. But the thing is, I did it for so long that it's like I'm able to like block out like what I'm trying to avoid at the same time, right? Like takes a little bit of liquor, you know. Still like I've been off like I quit doing dope for a while and then recently had like a relapse. So like I've been kind of like on and off on like this fucking tetherboard trying to fix where I'm at and like start getting back out there without having to need to like do any like crazy drugs or anything. I mean, I still smoke my weed. I don't mind having a couple drinks and shit. But so yeah, basically I started. Sorry, I'll get to the point. I just want people to understand that's a lot of it that transpired before I realized what I was diagnosed with, which was in 2020. I got diagnosed with the whole bipolar and everything. And then 2021, I was like, it was COVID basically, and I was fucking bored like everyone else. So I'm like,
Right.
I want to go back to the studio, but the studio is very expensive still. And I'm like, fuck it. So I was like, I just told my dad, I'm like, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. He's like, well, okay. And it was around like Christmas time, so he's like, here, I bought you a podcast mic. I'm like, oh shit, cool, thanks. And then I started interviewing because you mentioned the 150 episodes almost on here. I also have 3 seasons worth of full length interviews on YouTube, plus another series was like another like 50 episodes. So like I've done like over like 200 episodes in like 2 years. Like it was crazy. Like this is what I mean. Like some days like you won't see me post. Like my last post was Francis there, FFD Ross was a couple days ago, but before that it was like 3 weeks, just nothing. My fucking views went down and everything. So I was like, shit, that sucks. And then is that CY? What's up, CY? Yes, sir. They're interviewing me on my own show. But yeah, so 2021 I started with the full length episodes, which were mental health focused and focused on the arts. So I interviewed hip hop artists, some singers, but the episodes are very like transparent and like emotional. The best word for it, I think, is vulnerable for the artist that's on it. And then, yes, I will see you on the 16th at the charity event, bro. You know me, I'm gonna help you hand out some turkeys and toys. We're gonna do it. Yeah, so I started interviewing artists, like even a lot of famous Canadian artists. Like there's, I don't know how familiar you are with Canadian hip hop besides like Drake and shit like that, but like there's Chalk Lair. He's a very big hip hop artist here in Canada. I interviewed him. I interviewed Junk. I've interviewed quite a few artists, and their stories, like, you think they're gonna just talk about their hip hop shit, but like their stories went like completely, like to me, like more emotionally charged than I would have ever imagined. Like some of them are like tear jerkers. I was like behind the mic, like, oh my god, stop, like, like uh, my guy Disease and he won't mind me mentioning it because he knows that I use his for a trailer for like 6 months. Just I don't glorify what they were going through. I'm trying to be someone there that they're like, oh, someone actually understands. And if they're willing
Right.
to talk to me about it, then obviously I'm not doing it the wrong way. They're obviously listening, or they're obviously wanting to speak their mind. So like I don't glorify like, oh my god, yeah, he tried to kill himself. That's crazy. Check this clip out. It's not like that. I don't use those clips. Like obviously you hear that in most people because the internet's so oversaturated with like content. Once they hear something about negativity, they're right on it more than they are about positivity. Like,
Right.
Why are you on the part about where he says he almost killed himself instead of the other part where he went and got help and this is how he did it? You
Right.
know,
They'll always twist it around. Yeah.
it's always whatever narrative they think that they could use and twist and make and monetize or like just I don't know, make people look like as if having mental health is a problem. Like a lot of people, it is a problem, but like it's like it's something that you can manage, but even managing is not easy. Like managing it's just as hard. Like you have to be up every day on time taking a medication. It's like also me. Like, I have diabetes. So like I have to be up at a certain time, always taking a needle, and then like managing my medications. Like it's like you're almost already older, and like you feel like how like some of these seniors feel having to take these medications every day. You know what I mean? Just to survive, because
Right.
not taking the medication I take, like it's no good for nobody. Like it's like if I'm in a depressive mood, like people know, like I don't hide it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I go a little overboard by posting some shit on Facebook, and then I'm like, I'm gonna delete that shit. That shit's stupid. I shouldn't have said that. But I'm like, I don't have a therapist. I don't, like, I'm on a list, so like, I end up venting to Facebook because I'm like, fuck it, I might as well vent to something if I can. But so
Right.
far, I've had like a lot of support. Like I was saying, I posted about the other day, Breeze and like all of them. They're always hitting me up and checking on me and shit, which means a lot because like you would expect that from people in the city who know that you're going through it, and like even when it comes, like, say, to music, your hometown is never your main demographic, and your support system most of the time isn't really in your demographic either. So, like, yeah, to the point of where I started, it was 2021, March 1st. We're coming on 3 years in a couple months. Yeah. So the first year I started, it was that full length podcast. I hadn't even done this stuff yet. I was doing two different series. This and the other one was rum chats, similar to this, but over Zoom and Skype. And the first year I started, I got nominated for Ottawa's Faces Magazine Awards. It's their big magazine show. I don't know what I came in, but I know I lost to a couple 15-year-olds. Damn.
But even nomination is good, and it's still getting the word out, and
I tell
it
that to
all
everybody.
counts.
I'm like, the nomination was a win to me. Like, that meant that there was enough people who actually paid attention and realized like what I'm doing is actually like more than just music. Like, it's deeper than rap. I hate to say that phrase, but it really is. It's much deeper than rap. So, yeah, that was a win to me. And like, any nomination, like, just like even your tag, like, to me, that's just like that was like unexpected, and I was like, fuck, that's really sweet of her, because like I was like, what Jenna is this? And I'm on Facebook, I'm like, oh, it's that Jenna. So I was like, that's dope. I was like, that was cool, and I was wondering, so I messaged them. I'm like, am I eligible to win? And they're like, well, if you're nominated and then you win, I mean, I guess. So like, I'm trying to find all the artists that like fuck with like the New Hampshire awards and shit, and be like, yeah, come on the show, bro.
Yeah, yeah. There's quite a few that are ready to get on and get the word out
Yeah.
there.
And that's the thing. Like, I was thinking as well. You don't even have to like come on the Instagram page. If you interview them, just send me them, and then I could just. The thing is, we just have to figure what number they'll be, and then you could just save the clip somehow, send it to me, and then I could post it on my page too. Or, like I said, just add me as collaborator, and then it just ends up on the page anyway. But yeah, so like
Yeah,
any
definitely.
artist you feel like you want to interview yourself, just let me know so we could not schedule, but figure the number they're going to be, and then yeah, that works for me. As long as they're after 151, we're all good.
Yeah, which is good. It adds up quick. You'll
Yeah.
be in 200 in no time.
Oh, I think we'll probably be at 200 by the time I'm supposed to be in Vermont in the spring. Probably like maybe right after we hit 3 years of podcasting. Probably like, I don't know, maybe March 15th, maybe.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
now that there's two of us doing it, possibly sooner.
Yeah, definitely.
And like we could do like the solo podcast and stuff like we're going to do, but like once in a while, just jump on one or the others. If we're all have the same time, we might as well just fucking jump in. As you can see, I'm talkative. Sometimes I never shut up.
No, which is good. Yeah, you got to be talkative for a podcast for sure.
Right? And like, you would never expect it. Like, a lot of my friends message me, they're like, "Yo, I can't believe you've done so many episodes, bro. Like, I know you're the person that's at a party and you're sitting back, like, smoking your weed." God damn it, Jordan, where'd you put your lighter? God damn it. They're like, "Yo, you're usually fucking chilling at the party, just smoking your weed and shit, observing." I'm like, "Yep, that's usually what I'm doing." But other times, other times I'm talkative as hell. My bad. Go ahead, ask. Go ahead and ask more questions. I'm listening.
Yeah, so that's just kind of part of it is people, like you said, they get vulnerable or there's always a story or to relate about it. And that's really what music stems from is that there's just always a story, whether it's good or bad or what people lived through and it's always relatable for other people.
Yes. And like I don't know, I've just been in here so long. Like I said, like both an artist, now as a podcaster, uh, other times just behind the scenes trying to like offer advice, which people that really don't seem to like. I'll never understand why, because I mean it's kind of hard not to be a fucking. If you can't accept any advice or constructive criticism, the word constructive criticism is in that word because it's just supposed to help you build, and they don't seem to like feel like there's my lighter. It's been on my lap the whole time. They like the word, like I said, the constructive criticism phrase, the word constructive's in it because it's supposed to help you build, whether it's with other people, building yourself up, because that's a lot of things people don't think. They think they have to build the team before they build their own, like their own reputation, their own style, their own cadence. Like there's so many examples that I use, and I use the Vermont scene with you because you're in New Hampshire and stuff, and like even New Hampshire artists like Raw Def that's always back and forth from Vermont and stuff, and uh no, D French is in Mass, I think. Yeah, French is in Mass, I believe. And just shout out to Lil Chill. He just got out too. Congratulations to him. Uh, Never even really talked to him because I didn't get to talk to him before he got locked up. You're familiar with Lil Chill, right?
Right.
Right. So like I was talking to Francis when I first met Francis. It was about almost a year ago, probably. He was the first Vermont artist I was put on with, and I think it was just like a random ad. He added me on Facebook and shit. What up, Blue Hefner? Shout out to LA in the building. Yeah, I'm getting interviewed today, dog. It's different. Oh, they're speaking to one of my Ottawa homies. What up, McCarthy, bro? Welcome to the episode. I'm getting interviewed today instead. Yeah, so Francis was one of the artists I was first put on with. I think he added me because I like posted a meme, and Francis and his fucking memes. So like,
Right.
yeah, no man, that guy, I don't understand how he hasn't been kicked off daily, but you gotta love him. So he sent me a song, and I was like, "What's this?" He's like, "Oh, it's some of the music I made," and I'm like, "All right." So I go check it, and the minute I hear it, I hear like that '90s like going into 2000 sound, and I'm like, oh no, like there's not many people that could send me this. It actually still at an age where I actually appreciate it still. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people out there that front like they could rap like they're on some like one of his favorite artists is Sean P. Rest in peace, Sean Price. And like you can tell that he's a fan of him just by the way he raps. So after him, I got put on a little chill when I found out he'd been locked up. So every time a little chill uh, post came up, I'd always put free. I'd be like free little chill until it's reversed. And I don't know him
Right.
by any means. I don't know the guy at all. Like I had people that I had that I could say free all the time. Like me, Francis knows that I grew up in that same type of style, and he understands. And that's why I think we vibe because he realizes like I'm not talking shit when I'm talking to him. We know what's up. And then, so like when Lil Chill just got out recently, he messaged me like he's like, oh yo, thanks bro, and I'm like, yeah, message me when you have time, and I'll talk to you and I'll explain to you why I was showing love and shit, not so you don't just think I'm some fucking random like weirdo just saying like free Lil Chill. So he messaged me, we talked, and he sent me the songs that he recorded in jail, and I was like, bro, see, that's the type of love that I like receiving because like you trust me with something that you're unsure about, like you're recording it in jail, you can't be 100% sure it's gonna be something that people want to listen to, And like
Right.
listening to Little Chill's music prior to him being locked up, and then listening to it while he was locked up, he elevated when he was locked up. Like he like he's on a whole other like vision now. Like he knows like, all right, there's mistakes that were made. Like he was working. I know he was doing the community shit when he was in locked up. I think it was the garden program he was doing, if I'm not mistaken. My bad, be chill if I made a mistake. It's all love. They know it's all love. And see, that's what I mean. Like, I'm really tapped in. I'm not just tapped in, like, worried about the music. I'm tapped in, worried about, like, Francis, if his life's going all right. Worried about if Breeze is all right. Like, if him and, like, his wife, he's all right. I'm worried about Bang, if he's having a good day or a bad day. June Fargo, I tell him every day. I talk to him. I message him. I tell him, I love you, bro, and messages me back. It's the same shit. I've never met any of these dudes. And those relationships I don't have in my city. I mean, I see people, it's always daps, what's up, you know what I mean? Yeah, 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 mad love, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's like everyone's on an assembly line still just saying it because they feel like they have to. Like and I'm like, yo, if you really don't mean it, don't say it. You know, like dap me and walk. I don't wanna have the conversation if it's not worth nothing, you know? Time is money and lost time is money, you know? So like both of them end up fucking wasting both our time. So if you don't have nothing to say of impact or anything to like add to what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do, then yo, just keep it moving or hit me up when something comes to that brain of yours, bro. Other than that, just let me just sit back, smoke my weed at this party and observe.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely family based and it's all about unity and the iron sharpens iron out here and it's definitely and they just collaborate and support everything. So even just piggybacking off of your show and the
Yeah.
shows that they do and everybody's just all about
And
support.
SR is the only group I've ever considered letting them have repeat episodes anytime they ask. If there's a new project, come on. If there's a new single, come on. If there's a video, come on. If there's a show coming up, come on. I've even interviewed their manager. Like I mean, I got Felix Hernandez. I interviewed him, but it wasn't working on live, so I tried doing a screen record, but I forgot to fucking put the mic on for screen record, so I recorded an hour and 20 minute long interview. Fucking great interview, no fucking sound. So I mean, I gotta stop smoking before the interviews.
Technical
But
difficulties.
gonna have definitely have another one with them because, like I said, I'm a part of the new Talk Ain't Cheap Battle League and shit, which is cool.
Yeah,
I never
yeah, that's
expected to
up
be a
and coming.
sponsor of a battle league outside of my country. You know what I mean? I felt like maybe I'll end up working somewhere within the country. But Canada's hip hop scene, and people might not like that I say this, but you know, like I interview Canadian artists as much as I interview American artists. I mean, sometimes it seems like American artists get interviewed more, but that's because like that's who I'm talking with at the moment. If a Canadian hits me up and says, "Can you interview me?" Yeah, all right, let's go, let's do it. But I'm like, if someone wants an interview and they come to me and they want to do it and they're ready to do it, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to do theirs first. You know, it's all, there's no bias to it. It's just, I don't pick and choose. And like, I don't, whether you started yesterday morning and like you put out your first song today and I'll interview you. You know, I don't care. You're not going to be good, probably. It's very rare that you make your first song and it's good, but I'll interview them, or then you see me interviewing people like Rick Hyde from like Black Soprano Family, or like that whole like Benny the Butcher gang and shit. Like I have Heem that's supposed to come on. I got Fuego supposed to come on. Fuego bass. Like people have underestimated my network game this whole past year. Don't realize the interviews that the full length ones I've had in the vault, and then the plans I have for like the future of these episodes, which you'll be lucky now to be part of because you'll be interviewing some of them for me. Because I'm obviously, if you're in the media, try to get into the media like this. Because I don't know, I saw that you have like an event management. That's what your name says on your thing. So I'm assuming that like you're part of like promotion when you do shows out there, right?
Yeah, part of like the promotions and just like the creative director and tour management and just you just do it all.
Hmm.
It just snowballs and snowballs and snowballs and
Yeah, and
it's just
it's hit or miss, which is a very
mhm,
fucking tough gig. But that's why I'm
yeah.
saying working on this. If we put it in the right trajectory, like we're doing, we start and continue not to just pick and choose artists based on their skill or how popular they are and shit. And we give everyone a chance. It's always someone who's watching that are just so unexpected by what they've learned about someone that that person ends up getting whatever they get, whether it's a distribution deal or it gets like a media deal, and like that's when we jump in and say, the favor was free. Now, like, are you gonna bless us? You don't have to bless us, but if you do, you know what happens next. We just continue to help promo wise. Like some of that money goes into your stuff. Still, you still make the money you give still goes back into you. So
Yeah, everything always comes full circle. And even just, what's so great about your platform is even like you said, like the mental health thing is, yeah, people have interviews and songs and shows and gigs and their circle of friends, but just the way that you connect with them is so unique. And it's just
yeah,
that alone has so much value to even their lives.
yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it because like and like most people when they choose to do interviews that focus on topics as heavy as like mental health and shit, they like to ask questions directly rather than having a dialogue not planned. Like even my full length interviews, they're not scripted or anything at all, like nothing at all. The only thing scripted is the two songs I tell them to send me. What songs do you want to play for the intermission? What song do you want to play for the outro? That's it. That's all I want. But the conversation start about the music. We talk about it as long as they're talking about it, and then something will trigger a question that'll be mental health wise, and then I just subtly just change topics, and they just go on. Like I've had hour and a half long convos from their compared to their music that was 45 minutes to an hour and a half long conversation about like how, like I said, my guy in disease when he was only 5 years old, like he remember in like those like elementary school classes where they had the long windows and like the long blinds.
Right.
So like they're like rectangle but longer than normal.
Hmm.
And like so a 5 year old kid you think at a normal height, like an average black child's height when he's five, he's like able to reach those wires. Like for a 5 year old kid to tell like for a man to tell me that when he was 5 year old in an elementary class and took one of those strings to pull up the blinds and actually like hang himself in a classroom and like not get noticed like while he's doing it just tells me that like it was even the 90s was bad enough that they looked at it like every single person who had a mental illness had a disease, but like to not even take it into account and bring it up to a parent or bring it up to like a higher up in school while a kid's like hanging himself in a class is just that story was too fucking much for me. I was like, bro, like hearing that in today's day, if this happened in today's day, oh, everyone is gonna make a big deal about it, which is how it should be. But like, what took you so long to fucking like care about it? And I always say what made people care about the shit was people made it trendy. People wanted to make music about it. And no disrespect to people who have struggle raps and rap about mental health. I respect that. But some of you guys aren't saying it because you fucking actually really been through it. And you might have seen people go through it, but that's a different way of telling the story. That's a different context. If you're going to tell it from the shit you've seen, like other people deal with, speak out as a person like them. Don't speak like it's your issues. Because then when it comes down to people questioning you, how are you going to answer to it?
Right.
You know? And that's what makes me mad about the shit. Like, if I made an album, the whole album could be depressing. The shit would be fucking sad as hell. And like, trust me, a lot of my music is very fucking personable. I don't hide shit. I'm open. My first two interviews I did full length, I was still on my Xanax fucking addiction. So like, even embarrassed like to like have those episodes up, but it also reminds me that like, yo, it was only two episodes that showed me that like, yo, I can't do the shit on the shit. So like, and quitting Xanax is not fucking easy cold turkey, you know. So like that was the episodes after that I was hurting, but like I was sober. And then the only other thing I regret was being on shout out Magic Mike in Ottawa. He interviewed me to promote my podcast, and that was another interview station that I was just completely zooted, and like I listen to it now and I'm like, bro, I'm like, I don't know, what made me think this was smart? Like what made me think like, oh, doing a few Xanax at fucking 9 in the morning after no sleep, well I'll be alright, I'm not gonna fall asleep. Yo, bro, come on man. I was just it's just who I am. I just people have judged me my whole life. So, in high school, I was a fat kid. You know, I still kicked it with cool kids, the popular kids and shit. But and the reason why that probably was because I always would talk down on myself or make fun of myself and shit. You know, not me, the fat kid, make fun of himself, not really care. You know, thick skin, Irish man, thick skin. And like,
Right.
but like growing up, you realize like, yo, you really fucking put a lot of fucking strain on yourself just to impress people that you don't even kick it with no more. Like if they remember you, they're gonna remember you as the fat kid who made fun of yourself, not as Hanley, not as Jordan. And like not a lot of people take the time to understand themselves like that. And and I guess a lot of that pushed me to do what I do. So
Yeah, they kind of just bring you down this rabbit hole to kind of like skew your identity and then be this, be that, and people just have to like kind of stay true to themselves or kind of create themselves, but not in all these systems.
yeah, and then like I said, in 2017 when I got really sick, which was like a very sick, like dire sick, and it wasn't. I hadn't been doing drugs at that. I started drugs later in life, but like in 2017, so I was 27. Uh, yeah, so I have diabetes, but I was living on my own, and like I was like out there, like outside like that. So like I'd be the adventurous soul. Hello. Uh, yeah. So I was outside, and I was living on my own, and like money was decent, well, better than decent. Money was good, and like I just wasn't taking care of my diabetes because like I was always so busy that I was just not forgetting about it. Just like fucking sitting at the house, baked, chilling, drunk, just too lazy, just stupid choices on my end, obviously. But like I also worked a 9 to 5, so like I was like working like a heavy like supervisor job at a busy like popular hotel in my city. So I was always on physical demand, like running around and shit. And I was losing weight. So I thought I was losing weight because like it was just all the physical activity I was doing and shit. But really it was the diabetes just eating away in my muscle mass and like all my weight. So like I ended up started passing out at work. I was passing out at home. So I ended up going to the hospital. I had something called ketoacidosis. My iron was at like at like a low that was I should have probably fucking been gone, but like I'm a universal person, not like a big God religious person. I believe in the universe, like basically the same thing. It's just you choose the words you choose, but like there's something bigger than me. All right, so I got lucky. They healed me up, and then I gained the weight back. I could tell I'm not skinny. I'm actually quite chunky now. Like,
At a healthy weight, you're
yeah,
healthy.
like I'm at like I'm 6 foot 240. That's what I'm at. Like like I just gotta hit the gym a bit, turn it a little bit less flabby, turn into a little more Popeye look, a little more strong arm shit, and then but like like I people don't realize like everyone that was always like, "Yo, we got you. We're always gonna be there for you. We got you." It's day one. It's day one all day, always. Anyway, and I'm like, bro, that whole time, any struggle I went through, I went through alone. And like, I'll tell people. People will hit me up like, "Yo, why don't you holler at me?" Or they'll be like, "The same reason you didn't hit me up when I was fucking damn near like death." Like the same reason you weren't there when I was fucking popping pills and like you knew better, you knew the people selling them. Like I don't know, like why the fuck am I supposed to be there? What are you dealing with? I'm like you seem like you're living, bro. Like if you living, why you bothering me to help? Like you know what I mean? And not to be cold, it's just and maybe it is a little bit of grudge, which I don't like holding grudges because it lets people live in your head rent free. But it's only if they
Yeah.
message me. It's not like it's in my head. It's not like I hate this person, I hate that person. Like, and if I see them online and I see like a good positive thing happen from them, I'm not cold. Like, fuck this guy. It's like congrats. You know what I mean? But like, just remember, like you didn't do the same shit for me when I was fucking out there, like fucking like pushing myself, like getting pushed in a gurney for like 2 weeks and shit, having to be rolled, embarrassment, like pride, pridefully being like not liking the fact that I have to be pushed to a shower in a hospital in a wheelchair, like it like takes pride away from anybody, but especially the way how men put on the act that like I gotta be the strong man, I gotta be tough, But like, yo, like if you're in a dire state, it don't work like that. It just you need the help. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's got to lift each other up. Everybody thinks it's like a 50-50 mentality, but sometimes it's 80-20, and sometimes we're that 20%. Sometimes we're 1%, and it's got to be 99 to 1, and it goes
yeah,
both ways for sure.
and I say that about all my friends that are in relationships who say like, "Yo, it's 80-20, it's 70-30," and I'm like, "Nah, bro, it's like it's 100-100. Like, if some days you're at 50, the other person has to put in the extra 50. That's just how it
Right.
goes. It's like if you're at 100 and she's at 80, she's tired and she needs some. Put in that extra 20%. What's it gonna do? What changes anything? Like we're in a different era. Like what I mean. We're not in our parents' era and shit where it's looked at like this is what they do. This is what I do. It's like what I mean. Like if you guys have a system that works where it works like that, then by all means, like you guys work how you work. But like everybody can't be thinking that like it's 50-50 or it's like you said 80 or 80-20. Like it's not like that. And like that's where it comes in again. There's always That's just how you just could tell everyone's always focused on numbers is always in someone's mind for like no reason.
Yeah, he's another artist too. You should get on the show sometime.
Yeah, I actually think he followed me. I followed him back. I told him I'd holler at him. Yeah, we'll definitely maybe you'll interview him.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a lot to me. I mean, I might have rambled a bit there, but like
I think
yeah,
it's good. It's your story. It's good to hear. Everybody should hear that story and they can relate. Like everybody has been there at one time or another, whether it's medical or financial or something. There's always something that not everything is going to be specifically medically or anything like, and even just with mental health, people will kind of downplay certain things or some things are more extreme than others, but it doesn't matter. A bad day is a bad day, a good day is a good day. Like it's just doesn't matter what people need support for. We just got to step up and be there because we've all been there, done that.
and like people have to stop acting like their problem is like worse than someone else's problem only, and I say that only because some people are obviously doing worse off than others, but like however you might deal with something might be lighter than how like I deal with something. Something might bother me more than it bothers you. But like you can't say like, oh, their struggle is worse than my struggle. If people are struggling, people are struggling. You know what I mean? Help is the main word that needs to be involved. That's it. Like, and if there's no help, then at least try and support. Like support is a great way to help. So.
Right.
And another thing is, don't judge people's outside based on their inside. Like I know a lot more rich people that have off themselves than I do poor people. You know what I mean? Like people are
Right.
like, "Oh, he's rich, he's good, bro." You don't know how many times that guy probably goes home and looks at a fucking bottle of bleach or fucking looks at like how high his fucking stairwell is with a fucking measure rope and shit. Not to be dark and cold and shit, but like that's the reality of it. People don't like to hear the cold, hard fucking truth. That's like people go home, they think about that shit every day. You don't know who is. It could be someone could have just been watching this episode and left because we triggered them.
Yeah, it could be, and other people could be. It could help them through that. Like a lot of people think that it's such a unique feeling when, especially if you go through it the first time, you don't know, there's no manual for it, or people who you're going to reach out to, or nobody wants to think that they're a problem or be a burden. And it's just nobody's exempt from those bad days,
Nope.
especially in the world today. There's so much more added to everybody's plate. So there's a lot of weight on everybody's shoulders, and it's not their weight to carry some days. They shouldn't have to carry it alone.
Nope. Definitely not. So yeah, to get back to the podcast question, so we could always have a part two of this though, because I have so much. We're just scratching the surface about me. And I've been
Right.
actually, you know
Yeah.
what? People have been waiting for an interview like this. If I'm honest with you, I've been having people like, "Yo, when are we gonna get an interview with you?" I'm like, I don't know, man. I gotta find something that has that fucking type of vibe that can interview me, or it's gonna be a short interview.
Yeah, but that's like the power of music though too, is some people can use these platforms. Some people have, mental health supports, and some people, like, instead of just having conversations or those phone calls, like getting it out, it's easier for them to get it out through a song than to have a conversation. So sometimes your platform is just a little bit of a medium of them both. And
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
it's a good support for everybody.
Yeah. And that's like right now, like the person I'm managing in music here, we just finished. He just finished investing like a good fucking 10K into like the whole studio. So we got a whole studio made up. Podcast like for the phone length is going to be on there, which is good because I'm going to have cameras set up. That way we could do the zooms and have everybody in them. But like the studio is just starting to look crazy. Everything's starting to work out. Fuck, I'm finally back in the studio recording. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a fucking different 2024. I'll tell everybody that. And like I've sent my older music, like I was saying earlier in the other interview. I've been sending my older tracks and shit to people just to show them like this is what it was like in that era. That era was the time I was buzzing because that's like the sound they wanted radio hits and shit like 2012 and shit 2010 and then 2014 just before the Spotify and all that came out. I was still like I was just like, and I just stopped because I didn't know what was going on, like in my head and shit. I just had like a fucking breakdown. And I'm like, fuck this, deleted everything, reported my videos on YouTube as fucking spam, got all my shit down, and then now I'm here like, fuck, I really fucked up. I could have been making money by now, but you live and you learn. But the new music that's coming out with the artist Hard U that I'm managing is gonna be crazy. We have someone flying in from Mexico to do the instrumentation. Like, yeah, we've been putting a lot of work in there. So there's gonna be a lot more interviews, a lot more like uh I hate saying famous artist interviews because like I prefer calling them industry established because like they're not always still famous really. But like
Everyone's infamous in their own lane.
exactly. So like for the full length, like we have like past NWA members coming on. We have someone from D12 coming soon. I already have Raz Kaz on the show, like recorded. Like Little Flip, I got Black Al Capone from his crew too. It's just yeah, people have just been doubting the network thing for a while, and I'm just like, well, I'm like, you guys just keep my car chat shit rolling, and when I'm ready to drop these full bombs on you, then we'll do that.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good to have people like you around in your platform, and it's your time, and you're definitely gifted at it, and it's your calling. And
Mm. And it's good that that you're like the scene of like booking shows and shit like that, because like if I want to do like a panel of some sort in New Hampshire, we could find a venue and set it up and fucking that way. Just it'd be dope just to have a hip hop panel, just for new artists to come in and like learn something, like so like an education type panel, producer panel, whatever. Like it'd be a fucking dope ass idea.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be like a great way to just have a mixer and everybody bounce ideas off of each other. And, again, like
Showcase,
that iron sharpens iron for sure.
definitely. But yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, we could do a second one of these soon. I mean, this is good, perfect for 148 because I got two. Who's this? I am Eddie Jones. I don't think I have him. I always got to check if I'm following people or not. Yeah, I am following him. My bad. uh, yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, this was fun. This was fun to do. I guess I like talking about myself sometimes.
Yeah, you should. People always want to know where it started from too, and everybody, gets to know like where your heart is and what your vision is and how we can help keep
Yeah,
that going for you.
yeah, because this one was last minute unexpected, so people on Facebook don't even know about it yet. So it's gonna be a surprise when I post it on all the pages.
Mhm.
I just
Okay.
gotta find a nice picture of myself and make a nice flyer.
Yeah, it's you can't be too silent about your story. Like you just got to get it out there and never be afraid to be a voice for sure. You got to advocate for yourself because you're representing so many people out there. They're definitely listening.
If I expect other people to come and talk about their like mental health and stuff like that, I can't be sitting back like just acting like I can't talk about it myself too. Because like they gotta feel comfortable. So like I've been nicknamed the hood therapist like more than once. Like so. I mean, I'm like I'm not. I'm definitely not a therapist, and if I was, I'd be the most like vulgar, like fucking swearing like a fucking pirate on the fucking shit. Like, all right, you know what, bro, you need some fucking help, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna prescribe you this. If that doesn't work, well, that's one thing I hate. Is the first thing that fucking therapists lead to is here, we're gonna prescribe you this, and it's always fucking like Zoloft or some fucking antidepressants that just make like you watch the commercials and the first thing it says Zoloft may cause suicidal ideations. You're like, I'm trying to get rid of that. Like, why am I gonna take this?
Right. Yeah, it's all textbook and big pharma and
Oh fuck. Oh, we could get into a big pharma conversation next time. Oh fuck. Oh
But
boy.
that's the thing is people so many people get thrown into that position and they just need that other outlet, that in between support.
The
Nobody would,
way
you can't just call a 1-800 number and nobody's on the other line because we've all been there, done that.
Yeah, the thing, like the difference with big pharma in Canada and America is the fact that yeah, Canada, everyone thinks that Canada has free healthcare, it's all great and nice. No, the healthcare in Canada is fractured as fuck. It looks nice from the outside looking in because you're like, oh, it's free, like yeah, it's free. But like the time you're waiting to get checked, like if it's not like a broken back or like a broken bone or like a very serious like fucking shooting or stabbing, like you're waiting in that motherfucker for like at least half a day. And like my boy just threw out his back. The artist I'm managing threw out his back. he was at the hospital a whole fucking 24 hours before they gave him an MRI. Like, how you expect a guy to sit up in a chair with a fucking rolled out disc in your back? Like, at least get him a bed, you know? But
Right.
that's what I mean. And then like the pharma, because it's very, very regulated in Canada. It's regulated in America, but like you guys have like private like pharmacists and shit like that. So like, like a lot of these guys are really just are pill dens is really what they are. Like, you know, you get a prescription, you walk in, you get what you want, you get out. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
obviously it's gotten a little better over the time, but like since I pay attention to the states a lot, because I do have a lot of friends and family and shit that are out there. Like, I watch the politics and shit out there. I'm like, bro, like there's so much shit. That big pharma shit, the kickback these fucking politicians get is crazy, man. The kickback alone could fucking feed like fucking thousands of fucking poor people. It's crazy. And like we're watching people die of fentanyl, and they're like on the news every day, like, so the fentanyl death toll has risen to this over the last fucking 9 months. Like, yeah, that's nice. Why don't you fix it? You know,
Right.
no
They
one.
they make it trendy.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, yeah, now the fentanyl going around is blue. Oh, that's nice, cool. Yeah, make it sound like a crystal, you fucking jackass. But
Yeah,
there's
they
a
just
whole other
glorify everything.
conversation, and that's another thing I was gonna like trying to do. I want to make a series where like shit like that gets talked about, because that could be like fucking that shit will just go viral because the government will hate us, and I really don't give a fuck.
Mm.
So
We can't
yeah,
take life too seriously sometimes.
oh fuck, if I took life too serious, I've probably already fucking done the deed and fucking not be here right now. And also, if I fucking didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
Yeah,
It's the way it is.
it's not your
But
time yet.
no, yeah, apparently not. So I'll let you take the outro out and just let everyone know who you are, what episode number we're on, and say, and you could let me out by saying my name. Oh, and by the
Yes,
way, just so you know, the episodes are always sponsored by Diamonds Rising.
by Diamonds Rising.
I'll get you a bucket hat, or I'll get you a shirt soon.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so
Hmm.
this is episode 148, and I'm Jenna. So we're with Jordan Hanley, like the founder of Car Chat. So we'll definitely be doing some more interviews and kind of part two to this one and learning more about him and other artists and getting this
Definitely,
going.
definitely. I appreciate you taking the time to actually interview me. And like, I know it's late too over there for you too. So I know, I don't know if you're a night owl like me, but I'm
Yeah,
usually up all fucking hours. All right,
I
well that's
am.
cool.
Late.
So I'll probably holler at you after the interview, and maybe we could shoot some ideas to each other.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you joining the team. I'm really happy to see you come on, and I'll get a photo from you soon, or I'll make an official flyer and I'll post it. I'll post it before I post this interview,
Sounds good.
so we'll figure it out. All right, and thanks for everybody who tuned in. Thanks for everybody who watches after, and yeah, Jenna, really glad to have you on. Thanks for tapping on. See you later.
All righty. Good night.
Good night.